I think people already know about the good things of Healdsburg, California. It's beautiful, it's central, it's convenient. The homes are absolutely gorgeous, but see, people don't really talk about the cons of the city, and that's exactly what we're gonna get into in this week's video. What's up, guys? My name is Danny. I'm Cronin. I'm a real estate agent right here in Sonoma County with W Real Estate. And if this is your very first time to my channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I drop a video once a week, every single week, all having to do with living in Sonoma County. So if you want to learn more, pros and cons, cost of living, things to do, all of the above, do yourself a favor, hit that subscribe button so you are notified next time I drop a video. And of course, I am a real estate agent, so if you have any questions about buying or selling or investing here in Sonoma County, I am your guy. All of my contact information is down below, and without further ado, let's get right into this week's video, which is all about the pros and cons of living in Healdsburg, California. Okay, so right off the bat, I gotta give you guys what's on my mind because I'm constantly thinking about it. There is a huge swarm of bees right outside of this window right now because we had our house painted last weekend, and turns out there was a huge hive or, honeycomb in one of we have like a Spanish style house, so we have like those ridges around the windows and it's hollow at the bottom. So bees got in there, made a bunch of honey. There was bees everywhere. All my neighbors were like, dude, you got to fix this thing. Like, what in the heck is going on? Not really that, but we had the house painted last weekend and we started seeing these bees and we were like, what's going on? And then the painters were like, hey, you have a bunch of honeybees in here. So the guy came this morning, Bee Conscience. He came out this morning. He did his thing. Now I guess he leaves and then he comes back. But anyways, neither here nor there, has nothing to do with this video, but I'm looking right out the window right now. I don't know if you can hear it. They're buzzing really, really loud, but I got thousands of bees literally right here to my left, kind of throwing me off a little bit, so I do apologize. But let's get right into the video, pros and cons. So number one, I gotta say the pro that everybody already knows about Healdsburg is just how beautiful and clean it really is. We're gonna touch more so on the clean topic right now because I do think it's very important. I think a lot of people, when they are considering buying a home, not necessarily, not only people that are like, maybe live in Santa Rosa or they live nearby and they're buying, but when people are relocating, such as yourselves, from a different state, area, whatever the case is, I think people want to know the city and if they take care of it. And that is number one on my list for me. Every time I'm downtown or I'm in the city in general, I always notice how clean it really is. Now, I'm not going to name names about other cities that aren't as clean, but there definitely are a few here in Sonoma County, but you don't have to worry about that with Healdsburg. I think a lot of people, and I'm not just talking about the houses, I'm talking about the streets, the downtown, everywhere. I think people really take pride in the town of Healdsburg, and it's super evident if you're just out and about walking around, going downtown at the square. You can see all the shops. It's always clean. The streets, all of the landscaping is all fresh. The bushes are all trimmed. And I know that doesn't sound like a big deal, but if you go to other places, it's not the same situation. Not just specifically Sonoma County, but anywhere else. If you've ever been to like a dirty city and you're walking around, it's kind of a negative. So definitely a pro for me is just how clean Healdsburg is as a whole, specifically talking about the downtown area and the people that own homes here. It's like every single house is just gorgeous. And a lot of that is strictly because it's clean. There's not trash everywhere. It's not all overgrown. You're not going to find like a little tiny house with a bunch of trees just kind of growing on the roof and all of that kind of nasty stuff. You're not going to find that in Healdsburg. It is super, super clean. Jumping into the first con of Healdsburg, and I kind of mentioned this when I made the Living in Sonoma County video. But I think for me and for a lot of people, maybe if you're considering moving to Healdsburg, I would strongly consider its location. And what I mean by that is Healdsburg is pretty far north. So unless if you plan to live and work in Healdsburg, beautiful, you're in great luck. But maybe if you have a job in, say, Marin County, San Francisco, somewhere further south, South Bay area, I think it's going to be a bit of a trek for you, maybe more so than you anticipated. See, from Healdsburg to Santa Rosa, depending on the time, that can take you anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes, depending on the traffic. And then obviously it gets worse and worse the more south you go. Petaluma, I talk about it all the time. Terrible traffic on Highway 101. So if you're going south, really pick a good time to do so, because traffic can be heavy and it's kind of far out. But just getting from Healdsburg to Santa Rosa is, again, like I said, 20, 30 minutes. And then you got, another hour, 2 hours, depending obviously how far south you go, San Francisco, Marin, again, depending on the traffic. I think a lot of people, they really don't consider just how north the city of Healdsburg is, and it's definitely something to point out. A second pro for me about Healdsburg has to be so many different things to do. I love going to Healdsburg. My wife and I, we were recently there like 2 weekends in a row. Her best friend was in town, so we went downtown and we ate, and then we went again just a few weeks ago, just because we love it so much. It's beautiful there. The sun always seems to be shining. There's so many different things to do. I mean, if you're really looking for a fun downtown atmosphere, Healdsburg has it all. We're talking about wineries, good food. They have a great park there. They have shows held right downtown in their square area. A favorite of ours and a place we love to take our 2-year-old son is the Healdsburg Bar and Grill. Just a good vibe. You walk in, it's unlike any other restaurant that you see locally in Sonoma County. You walk in, you give your order right away. As soon as you get there, you have a little menu here. You give your order. You can go grab a drink from the bar if you want to do that separately. Then you can head outside if it's obviously a nice day, which it always is in Healdsburg. You head outside, you go wait for your food. It's a great area, kind of all around. My 2-year-old loves to just run around. There's a bunch of planter boxes and flowers. They have cornhole games that they set up over there. Just a fun overall vibe. And that's just one restaurant. They also have a restaurant called Campo Fina that serves probably the best Italian food in the area. I mean, this place is absolutely to die for. If you are a Italian food junkie, just like I am, you have to go check this place out. Truly amazing. And I can't even get into all of the places all of the fun there is to have had in Healdsburg, strictly talking about restaurants and food, but there are so many. I'm talking winery after winery after winery, good restaurant after good restaurant, and it's definitely, for me, a pro. The second con on my list, and I know everyone talks about, California being expensive, San Francisco, Marin, and Sonoma County, specifically talking about Healdsburg, is definitely expensive. I'm actually going to be recording a video right after this all about the cost of living in Healdsburg. Just another reason for you to subscribe to my channel so you can get notified when I drop that video, because I don't really know when it's going to come out yet. But it is expensive in Healdsburg. Last I checked, which was about last month, the median home price was $1.4 million. Obviously, that's up there. I mean, if you look at Sonoma County as a whole, there are far more affordable areas to live, way under that $1 million mark, being for a median home price. So, it's definitely a con. If you're looking to relocate here and you're thinking affordability and fun and, cool things to do, Healdsburg's definitely on that list, but you have to consider, the cost of living here, and it's definitely high up there on the list. Pro number 3 for me, and I talked about it a little bit in the beginning of the video, but it's simply gorgeous here. I mean, next to the cleanliness, some of the houses that are in Healdsburg are truly amazing. I mean, you've never seen so many beautiful homes in one area than you will in Healdsburg. Again, cleanliness, people keeping their yards clean, the streets always being clean. That's always a plus. But the homes here specifically are absolutely gorgeous. You have so many different styles of homes, whether you're right in town Healdsburg or you're on the outskirts where there's maybe a little bit more land and you have kind of like a cottage style home on a big chunk of land. There truly is every single type of home available in Healdsburg when it comes to styles and architecture, but truly an amazing, beautiful place to be. You know, if that is something that's important to you, you know, not only all the other things that's on the list, but if you're just looking for a beautiful place to be, nature, trees, all of these sort of things, then you definitely have to at least check out Healdsburg. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to wrap up this week's video. Again, please make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to be notified the next time I drop a video. I drop one every single week, all having to do with living in Sonoma County. And of course, if you have more questions about the city of Healdsburg or any other city, please feel free to reach out to me. Maybe you're thinking of purchasing, selling, whatever the case is. I would love to be your guy. All my contact information is below. Call me, text me, email me, whatever is convenient for you. And do yourself a favor. Check out living-insonomacounty.com for more if you want to see blogs, videos, things to do, all of the above. Again, all having to do with Sonoma County. Please go ahead and do that. And until next time, we'll see you on the next one. And if my mama told me be here by the hour.